So this is our National Infotech Vaijung kit. So we'll open it and let's see. It comes with a 9-volt adapter. This is the RS323 cable, and the programming cable, which will go to the CPU, and another end will plug into your daughter board like this. Okay, so this is basically all things, and we'll see the demo. It already comes with a demo code loaded, so we'll see that. We will just plug in the power supply and turn it on, and you can see the LCD shows that LCD demo by National Infotech. Okay, so the demo is putted on the switches which are given over here. So first of all, we will start with the LCD demo. So as you can see, the LCD is working. Okay, so there's no need to check the LCD separately. Okay, after that we will press a first button and your LEDs will start blinking. This is your LED jumper. You can connect or disconnect the LED by this jumper. Just connect the jumper and your LED will start glowing. Disconnecting, it will disconnect the LEDs. Okay. So after that we will look at the GPI, general purpose input demo. So as we will give the input, the LEDs will glow one by one. So we will get a plus 5 volt. This is a F2F cable, normal F2F. So we'll get the plus 5 from over here. Anywhere you can get the plus 5. So we'll get the plus 5 from over here, and we will give plus 5 volt on the GPI on different pins. We can see different LEDs are glowing over here. One by one we will give it to all pins, and we can see all different LEDs are glowing. This is how you can use the GPI, general purpose input. After that we will see ADC and DAC. So first of all, between those two we will see the DAC. We have DAC is digital to analog converter. So we have generated an analog signal in our controller. So we will see this is just a connector of a DSO. We will just connect the ground to anywhere. All grounds are common, so we will connect ground anywhere, and we will just check. There is DAC1 and DAC2. So we will just check on the DAC1. You can see that there is a ramp. If I will scale down, you can see those are ramps. And if I will connect to the DAC2, this is connected to the DAC2, and the ramps are reversed. So that is how you can use the DAC. After that we will see the demo of ADC. So we have given 9 ADC channels over here. You can give external input from here, or you can use the onboard 3 volt supply to vary the input from 0 to 3. We have given the ports over here. Okay, so you just have to short these are the 0 to 3 volt variant pins, and these all are your ADC channels. So you just have to short the variable pin to the ADC channel, and this is likewise, this is a channel 0. So we can see in the display that right now channel 0 is on 1.062 volt. As I will rotate the pot, the resistance will change and voltages will be changed. So you can vary it from 3.3 volt to the 0 volt like this. So that's it about the ADC. Now next peripheral is a timer. So we will just, this is timer 8, or you can check the timer 1. There are two advanced timer available over here. So we'll see the output of timer 8. So we have generated in the demo code, we have generated different duties on different pins. So you can take the ground of timer 8, you can see over here, and check the different pins to get the different duties. You can see in the DSO, this is a minimum duty you are getting. After that, if I will connect to another pin, this pin will be invert of the first pin. Okay, after that I'm connecting to third, fourth, and on the all pins you will get different duties like this. Okay, so this is how you can use your advanced timer 1 and advanced timer 8. So now there is one additional feature of this kit, which is quadrature encoder input, which is QEI, or given over here. In this you can give a high frequency input which can be used for encoders of motor encoder likewise applications. So we will just check that also. We'll just connect one PWM to E9 pin. Okay, you have connected the PWM to the E9 pin. Now the controller is capturing that PWM and giving the output on the PD11 pin. Using programming, you can take any pin. We have selected the PD11 pin, which is GPO, general purpose output. You can see I have connected the PWM1, which is very less width. That is, you are getting the same on the PD11 pin. If you will change the PWM which is going inside, then the output will be also vary. So this is how you can use the high frequency input, which is quadrature encoder axis input. And likewise we can use timer 1. We have also same configuration of QEI. We have connected the timer 1, and you can check the all PWMs over here also, and you can give it to the PA1, and you can check it on the PD10. So that is the same way you are doing with the timer 8. So that is all. Right now I will just explain some of the hardware. So this is the UART, which is used to serial communication with the PC, or you can do it you can do the serial communication with other controllers too. After that, we have a CAN bus also over here. We have the SPI to I2C buses. Okay, so these all are different peripherals we are using by the STM32F407 Discovery board. That's all.